Yeah, man. So I mean, we was just, I mean, first of all, being in Texas was always dope. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
like it's just crazy the atmosphere that's out there. There's just so much love out there in Texas. You know what I mean?
Is.
It
Yeah.
is, man. We on? Oh,
Okay.
hey, man, what's going on, man?
Yo.
Listen, man, welcome to another week, another brand new episode, spanking brand new episode. I think before you speak with your boy Justin Elliott, and listen, I'm excited because we in here another week. We done paid the rent. We done paid the rent another week, so we here to survive. But I'm also excited because we got somebody special in the building, man. He's a great friend, a good person, honestly, and just a freak of a specimen in terms of his qualifications, man. I want everybody to put your hands, for the very hella Mark Harley, man. Give it up for him, man. You good,
Thank
man?
You for having me.
Man,
yeah, I'm
listen,
excited
man.
to be here.
First of all,
quick turnaround because we just landed,
bro,
and you said we're doing it Sunday night,
bro.
So I said, all right, let me get my energy up.
So what he's talking about, Mark put me on blast. I said, yo, we was in Houston. Shout out Houston. Y'all see the jersey. We was out there in Houston doing our thing. Had a few shows out there. And Mark travels with us, man, just giving us some type of nutrition advice. And he's a trainer to the stars. A lot of people don't know that. Like, Mark definitely helps out a lot of people with their workout regimens. And I told him, I said, hey, get your ass to the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need you on this podcast because a lot of people love you, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just want to welcome you to the show, man.
Thank you.
You know,
and I'm, by the way, you asked me, but I'm excited. I jumped at the opportunity to come on
here. You
because,
did.
You know,
because you could have turned it down. Because a lot of people don't know that Mark is a celebrity in his own right. like Mark, when we are in these different pockets, these different spaces, sometimes like when we are in the comedy scene, like I'm the one that performed. I'm the one that did all the slave labor.
Right.
I would say all the slave labor, but all the labor.
Yes.
But Mark is the one that's getting all the pictures taken.
Right.
At the end of the night.
It is nice that I'm still shocked by the people who will reckon the filtration process of Brendan and Chappelle bringing me up on the podcast.
That
and
is
people
true.
will follow me and then find out what I'm all about and go to my page and,
Right.
and indulge in my brand,
Your
of,
brand.
Of humor and fitness advice and stuff like that. And some people even I'll meet who if you DM me, I'm still at a point now where I can respond to you. I can give you some advice. We can talk. And so I'll meet people who I've been talking with or whatever. They'll come to the shows, and it's not like a huge amount, but after every show, there's a few people who are like, yo.
It's 100 people that come up to the show, and they just want to just be around you, and they want to see, like, obviously.
But it's a testament to the community that you guys have created.
Correct.
Everybody knows you,
Correct.
and everybody follows you guys,
Correct.
and really invests in the world
brand
that you
it
got.
is.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So that's what it is.
And a lot of people feel like they know us already.
Correct.
So that's why
Correct.
they feel so comfortable to come by and talk to us, especially after shows.
And it's a very
stuff
fun
like that.
vibe. Like,
exactly.
people are having fun.
Yeah.
People are excited to meet you guys. I get the the trickling off of that, which
Right.
is still cool because, like, again, I'm still surprised by
Listen.
people going like, let me get a picture with you. I'm like, do you know who I am? And they're like, yeah,
Yeah,
Mark from the
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
exactly.
I guess you do.
Exactly. They
Because sometimes people will stop me and be like, hey, you look famous. And I'm like, but I don't think you know me. These people actually do know who I am.
Bro, it was so crazy. It's so great that obviously you get that recognition, obviously, because you're an actor, and being in Los Angeles, sometimes you can get, like we were talking about when you were doing a role with 50 Cent.
Yes.
And how people could basically use you
Right.
for just a way to get to a person that is basically in influential
exactly.
person.
So my first exposure to having my name out there was being connected with 50 Cent, and it was an amazing experience to work with him. But I noticed as soon as I opened my Instagram account, I was flooded with DMs that mostly were people asking in various levels of rudeness. Some people were like, hey, how's it going?
They ain't give a fuck about you.
But other people would be like, hey, get my mixtape to 50. And I'm like,
exactly.
hello, how are you? Like, I'm a fan. Like, they're not even buttering me up.
That'd be me for real. I'd be like, listen, I don't give a fuck about you being 6'4", no muscles or none of that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this deal, okay? And you were standing in the way in front of this deal.
I remember this dude, he was like, I got up to pee, and I was on East Coast time, and he's on West Coast time. It was some dude I met in the subway in L.A., and he was like, yo, man, I see you know 50 Cent. Give me his number. And I left him on scene for like 3 minutes, and the next thing he knows, he's like, man, you a little bitch. You know, like I'm like, whoa.
You know
like,
what?
You like,
hey, honestly, I'm surprised he ain't swing on you. But obviously, but with your physique, I'm pretty sure you don't get too many people that like really try to come at you. You know what I'm saying?
But on Instagram, it is not in real life. But on Instagram, people will talk that shit. You know,
they do talk that shit on Instagram and in every other facet. But but at the same time, I mean, we still stick to positivity, man. Y'all make sure, man. Again, before we really get started into the meat and the nitty gritty of this interview, that y'all comment, like, and subscribe, because we trying to bring more people to the pod, man. And
help
Mark
that algorithm.
Yeah, for real, man. Comment for the algorithm, for real. And Mark was so gracious to bring his time to come to the podcast. Mark, I want to talk about a few things, man. With you here today,
Hit
man.
me with anything you want.
One, your fashion. I see you got. I mean, you got the Tommy Bahama on. You feel me?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a little story behind this shirt. That's why I brought it.
Listen. I don't even want to know. But you was talking about your shoe game as well.
Yes.
You coming with some new shoes.
Yes. So I wanted to show you these. This is a brand. It's a skate shoe called ES. And this is a skate shoe that was around in the 90s. And I used to build whole outfits around different ES skate shoes. So they're kind of like a deluxe skate brand, like more than your Vans or your Etnies or your DCs. I don't know how familiar you are with them. But it was like this kind of, it was more
a bulky ass shoe. Right, I understand.
During the 90s with the bulky, when the bulky shoes were all the rage, you know, ES were kind of like the premier brand. And I'd get the red and blues and then build a red and blue outfit around it. So my fashion game in high school was kind of built around this brand often, because I get the shoes that I like and then build upwards from that.
Did you always look like Beowulf? Did you always look like
No, in the 90s, I had the short, spiky look, you know?
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know, so I was rocking the 90s, early 2000s boy band look. But that was a transition from, I used to be a skater, so it was kind of like that was a skater look that got co-opted by the boy bands. So
did you skate a lot back in the day? Or
I did.
Do you skate now? Because you got these skater shoes on. I want to know the relevance, because honestly, Mark, I love the shirt, but you're a little outdated, man.
Right.
You're a little outdated with the shoes. You're a little outdated with. I love the shirt.
I'm just going to finish up. The shoes went away. Like the brand didn't make anything, and now they've made a resurgence. So
so they brought it back.
They brought it back, and they kind of redesigned. You know, these aren't as bulky, for example.
No,
as
those
the
are
ones that
stylish.
made, you know,
those are stylish. I don't want to show the camera, because on the pod we premiere exclusives,
right?
You feel me? And I feel like we could get those anywhere. No offense, Mark. But speaking of shoes, I got these. You know, I got these off-whites on. You know, very, very stylish shoe, very classic shoe. A lot of people don't even understand how coveted this shoe is in terms of the ability to wear it anywhere. Yeah. Honestly, Mark, I could see you in something like this.
I would wear that to work out for sure. Yeah. You can't wear it to work out. Is that what you're saying?
Did you see? I would like low key jump across the table on Mark. Like, you talk about bro. I honestly, if I had, I don't really have shoes to work out in. Honestly,
because all your sneakers are for fashion.
Mostly the sneakers are for fashion. I do wear my shoes. I do tell people, hey, wear your shoes. But at the same time, to work out, I would have to have worn that shoe.
Right.
20 times, 30 times.
That's
before
true.
I
have my New Balances that I work out in, or my No Bulls that I wear this. If I have a nice sneaker, just like these are skate shoes, but like I'll only wear my old skate shoes to actually skate in. Okay. Because you fuck up the shoe, you know, trying to do kickflips and ollies and shit like that. You know, your shoe's going against the grip tape and actually like it's wearing on it, so it fucks up the shoe. You know, so.
I see
like
that.
you saying, you have an athletic shoe that you're not wearing for athletics.
Exactly. I'm basically wearing it. I mean, who wears Jordans for athletics? I mean, typically, if you playing in Jordans, then they are typically run down. Jordans are now considered like high fashion, if you really want to be technical. Like you can wear Jordans with Dior, Louis Vuitton, Gucci.
And what's that meme where the girl's mad at you and she like bends the Jordans like this?
Listen, it's called creasing, and that's when we get fighting involved. You know what I'm saying? And again, we don't condone any type of putting hands on anybody.
Yeah.
But don't touch a man's shoe, for real.
Yeah.
And you know, Mark, I want to talk about a few things. We had a little video queued up, and I know you say you work out.
I do.
And for the people, I think before you speak, we really want to know how often do you work out?
Yeah.
is it like an everyday thing, or is it like 2 times a week? Because you see I'm trying to get my fitness.
Yeah.
We always have conversations like, should I go ahead and just start right off with the steroids?
Yeah.
Should I, you know what I mean? Right. Should I like chill? You know what I mean? Like how,
these are all things you want to ask. You want to get it straight.
How
You're like,
hard should I come right off the bat if I'm trying to gain weight?
Yeah.
But we had this quick video because I know you swollen, you diesel.
Yeah.
I want to know if you could do some of these things.
Okay.
Go ahead and play that video for him, please. It's called lifting while splitting.
Oh, damn.
Now, pause that real quick, my man.
Yeah. Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Now, that look like you.
It kind of does.
It does look like y'all do have a resemblance.
I'm a big fan of this dude, Juji Mufu. He's super strong, super muscular.
You know him.
I know who he is.
Okay.
And thing about him is...
Wait, what's his name?
His handle is like Juji Mufu. I think.
Juji Mufu.
JUJIMUFU, I think it is.
Okay. He like a professional bodybuilder or something?
Not a professional bodybuilder, but he's, I would say, a fitness celebrity. I don't think he's ever competed, but he is very big, and he's posted his whole fitness journey online for probably over a decade, where he started out as a pretty skinny dude. Dang. Right? And you can kind of see in his bone structure, he's a little bit like he has longer limbs and stuff like that. So it's an interesting thing because you're a leaner guy, you're more of an ectomorph. You can see certain body types what they look like when they put on a lot of muscle. Right. This dude, at one point in his life, you would look up and say he looks very skinny and kind of gangly, right?
Wait. First of all, I'm not skinny or gangly.
No, I'm just saying this guy.
Right. I thought Mark was coming in here throwing shots, y'all. I thought he was coming in here like talking shit.
Very broad shoulders and kind of looks like, like his arms.
How long do you think he got to that point, though? Like,
a decade.
Really?
Yeah.
10 years to get to that point?
Slowly increasing, yeah. And I can't say that I knew him at the beginning of it, but I've since seen, they'll put together these montages of his training and whatnot. A couple other things he does, because you see the athleticism here with him doing the splits.
I know his nuts hurt. I ain't gonna cap you. Like,
I'm not that flexible.
I'm feeling uncomfortable just looking at it.
Could I hold that weight over my head? Yes. Could I do the splits like that? No.
Do you think those are fake weights?
I don't actually, because the way that he's struggling with it, I would say that it looks real to me.
It's hard,
and his athleticism is actually pretty damn impressive. He can do backflips and what they call tricking, which is like spinning like flips and shit like that. Like what Chappelle does, just not in a formal gym setting.
Got you. And not without 245s on a fucking bar. Yeah.
So I've seen him do other very impressive things. He's very strong, very athletic, and kind of one of those freaks of like, he's a big dude, probably around my height, at least over 6 feet tall. I think now he's closer to like 260, so he's bigger than me, but also retains his flexibility and his ability to do these gymnastic movements that I cannot do.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Continue to play that, man. I got to see the rest of this. Oh, we got another one? Oh, I didn't. Well, I didn't know it was going to take a turn like this, but this is strong too now.
Yeah, that's impressive, man. That's another.
She doing more than me.
Damn.
She definitely do. Oh, they skipped that one.
That's called no excuses.
Okay, now you go to Zoo Culture.
Wow.
Now, did you see that?
I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming.
Did you see that? She went, did the and then dropped down into
right. That is very impressive because it's flexibility and strength.
Right.
The first part of it, I'm like, I can lunge with something over my head. That's even very difficult. Doing any sort of squatting or lunging, supporting something over your head requires a lot of balance. Just to do the first part of what you did, and then the second part is just insanely difficult.
It seemed like she was ready to have a baby. Right. You know what I mean? That's what it seemed like. That's what it looked like. And for my audio listeners, what we are basically describing is that you need to have fabulous legs in order for you to do these. Look at that.
Yes, if you got audio listeners, the first guy does, he has a weight probably over 135 pounds over his head. He's straddling two chairs, doing a Jean-Claude Van Damme. With the weight, he goes into a full split, holding the weight over his head. The second one is a woman with no legs below the knees and no arms.
We didn't know that was coming. Right. We didn't know that was coming.
But she's doing full squats. So to me, that's no excuse.
Exactly.
People
she
go, I
definitely
can't work out. I'm like, if she's squatting,
I would have gave up. I definitely would have gave up. Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely would have gave up. And then we got baby girl at the end.
She's doing an overhead lunge into a full split.
Oh my god!
I don't know what that's called, but it's not splitting down the middle. It's splitting like one leg's forward, one leg's back.
Look at that thigh.
That's a good looking thigh.
Hey man, we back here at Think Before You Speak, man. We got my man Harley in the building, man. He's basically going over some definite weightlifting tips for us, man. He's trying to get our fitness together here today. We're going over fashion. We're going to touch a lot of topics. We got one more video for the show, Mark. You know, Mark, I see a lot of, again, like I said, I've been in the gym doing my thing.
Yes.
I've been trying to go, honestly, at least 3 times a week.
That's great.
My problem is I don't have the consistency to keep up with everyone that goes every day, or the people who, you remember when we talked about lifting, how often do you increase weight to get to that, you know,
those are all things that it seems simple, but there's many different theories on it. And I would say, you know, because you asked before, how many times should I go to the gym?
Right.
I aim to go every day and end up, for example, this week we're on the road. It's a little bit harder. If you can get 3 days a week is great. You can improve.
We tried to go on the road.
Yeah. But
how many times did we go?
Not
exactly.
Not this time. We didn't go because there's other activities that you have, unless you're kind of making
eating barbecue all the time.
Yeah,
exactly. We was getting fat.
You know, but that's at least with Brendan and Chappelle. You know, guess what? We're going at 8 a.m. tomorrow.
That is
true. So they get in a good 3-4 days a week, even before they hit the road, and we're very consistent with that. So I would say you're always putting money in the bank, even if you get 2 or 3 days. That is better than nothing. To create the habit, I try to go every day and just make it like brushing my teeth, where it's just something that like it's just not even thinking about it.
It's innate that you just do it every day without breathing.
Yes, and it doesn't. Some people go, man, I want to work out with you. I don't think I could keep up. It's not about that. It's not about killing yourself every time. People think I go in and like have to puke after every workout. That's not the case. I go in and I will push myself little by little to do more, but it's much more to me about the consistency than it is about trying to make yourself
be like
puke
repping out all the time.
Right, exactly.
I got embarrassed.
Maybe if you do that once or twice a week, great, you know, but you can't do that really every day, and it's more about showing up and doing something, because everything you do does contribute. Do
you still get embarrassed in the gym? Because I know you super swole, obviously, so you know people come to you for advice. But I've been embarrassed in the gym. I'm not ashamed to say, because the gym is a beautiful place, obviously, where a lot of beautiful people go. And sometimes you could feel yourself trying to overcompensate. So let's say I was on the bench bar. I was on the, getting my little chest together, right?
Yeah.
And typically now, Mark, I work out with not 245s, but just 145 on one side, 145 on the other side, and just a bar, right? I'm comfortable. And if I put another 10, I could still lift it and be comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Because, I've been lifting.
Yeah.
Now, it was this little honey dip in the gym, okay? She had on these leggings. And again, I want to say these leggings, we need to ban those leggings.
Right.
Because these leggings in the gym is a distraction to some people.
Yeah.
Especially us beginners that's trying to get ourselves together.
You're taking it too far, ladies.
Exactly. So most of the time, it was one of these situations. She had the leggings on. Obviously, I was catching a few peaks. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I tried to impress her because she was in my area, and I feel like guys do this. Like, why do guys do that?
It's a classic story.
When you try to get, when a beautiful woman is in your area, and you was like, all right, cool.
You just can't help it.
I got to push myself to put more weight. So I went and threw a 25. Now, in the weightlifting world, going from a 45,
that percentage increase is huge.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's like 150% like increase. And I literally put 2 25s on that plate, on that bar.
Yeah.
Bro, I promise you, that shit, I got it up now.
Yeah.
But it came straight down. She had to help me get it up.
Oh,
she had to help.
Oh man, but
she had to help me get it up.
I've been there before. I've been working out and I couldn't get it, and one side falls off, and then slams over here, and I fuck up a wall with the bar before.
Man.
I'm gonna just leave. more recently, and that was like the first time I ever tried to bench press, like at somebody's house. Like this is at somebody's house, and I'm like, I just
you messed up somebody's wall at the house?
Yes.
I would never invite you back at my house.
I mean, I wouldn't blame you because it's some stupid
There's
shit.
no way in hell you this diesel and you was fucking up people upholstery.
Well, that was at like 13 years old. This is like my
this is when you started.
But if you're started, whatever, I feel like you have all these growing pains you need to go through as a lifter.
Right.
I just happen to have started earlier, and you learn certain things. But I am still embarrassing myself, not from the standpoint of necessarily trying things that I can't do, but you'll lose focus for a second and fuck something up. I was doing an Olympic lift called a snatch, where you get a wide grip, and the idea is to lift it over your head in one motion, right? So you go from this,
okay,
boom, right? So I'm using 185 pounds doing reps, and I was using these straps that like they hook around your wrist and then around the bar, and it's like some straps you can let go of and they release, but these ones are like you have to like unhook your hand from them. So basically I had it up, and then I forgot that I had them on. I did my 5th rep, and I threw it down, and I forgot that it was still attached to my wrist, and the weight flew forward, and I'm getting thrown forward like this, and you can't, imagine falling forward, and your hands are just tied, and I hit my fucking head on the wooden platform like I just ate shit. Like, I just, almost, not a concussion, but, I smacked my head.
You got CTE. Yeah, you definitely got CTE.
I mean, it was not an insubstantial... It was because, and you realize you're doing it, right? Like you have this half second where you're like, oh, this is happening. I can't just release. You don't, and your whole body weight is just,
and you just,
and that would have been embarrassing on its own. But let's just say we were next to this trainer who I had been noticing, and again, even if you're not trying to date her, you can't, it's like being around the cops where it's just like, you can't help this, but you feel their presence.
Right.
So like being around a celebrity or whatever. This hot, blonde, perfect-looking trainer at the 24-Hour Fitness was in the station right next to me, training her client. And so somewhere in the back of my head, I'm like, I'm going for that 5th rep or whatever, and I'm focusing on getting it up. And in my celebration and wanting to throw it down, I just
Did you get
slipped.
a glance at her as you were trying to do that 5th rep, and that's what threw you off? Was it them damn leggings that you see these women wear?
Yeah.
Listen, man. Ladies,
she was wearing leggings for sure.
Listen, ladies.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you seen Mark bust his ass. I almost caved in my whole chest, okay?
Yeah.
These leggings are detrimental to society, okay?
Yeah.
These leggings create a camel-like substance, a camel toe-like substance that we need to be. Y'all need to come to the gym looking like tomboys. I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna stand by it.
We might need to segregate by gender. Have a male
I can't
gym,
do that. No, I can't do that. I do need the women in the gym. I can't go to a gym with a whole bunch of dudes in there anyway.
Yeah.
Because then everybody go try to touch you. You feel me? In the sauna, everybody want to, hey dog, you know what I'm saying?
That is true.
You know what
What's up, boy?
I know you get it. I know you.
No,
get
it is funny how again, it's one of those things where I used to say this about football, where it's like the most masculine sport, but also the gayest behaviors of slapping each other in the ass and wearing the tight pants and the shoulder pads and, even putting on a little makeup, under eye shit. There's all these little things where you're like, wait a second. Now,
it's
if you
a
were
little
just
feminine,
to look at it objectively, in the gym, there's something about bro culture where the boundary of don't touch other people kind of gets thrown out the window. And hey man, if you're looking bigger, right? If you're gaining muscle, somebody's gonna come up to you, Justin, and be like, hey man, let me just feel your body and see where are your arms?
Yeah.
And
that's gay, Mark.
I'm not coming, but men do it to me. I'm not gonna make a big deal about it, but it is. I just always observe it as this is not something that I do to other people.
Okay,
but it does happen, and it
does happen to you because obviously you're one of the pillars in a gym anyway. Like if somebody walks in the gym, they're gonna notice you. How long you been working out, Mark?
I've been working out since about 13, 14. I used to swim competitively, and on Sundays I'd go to the YMCA and just kind of fuck around on all the machines.
You could swim?
I could swim.
What's up?
Yeah.
I'm still working on my doggy paddle.
Oh yeah.
Backstroke. The YMCA in the Valley is still closed, so we in Los Angeles. Yeah, we still trying to go back. But anyway, you say you've been working out.
Yeah.
Since you were 14, 15.
Since I was 13, 14, and then did it all through high school for football. So I've been through the growing pains of not knowing what you're doing, only doing machines. Then you do too much. And, for example, a lot of people go through this phase of like, I'm doing chest for 2 hours. I don't do that anymore. I keep my workouts compact and efficient and hit the basics, get in, get out. But, I think a lot of people go through this phase of like doing too much.
You do full body workouts every day?
Now I do upper body and then lower body. Sometimes I will do full body circuits, but I do kind of prefer that rather than going, I'm just working arms today.
Right.
Some people like that. I would just rather, because you're going to get arms anyway. If you're doing chest and you're doing back, you get a lot of arms. I like to do the big heavy movers these days and kind of because that makes it more efficient.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just something I've learned over the course of, a couple decades working out.
When did you get to that point where you was just like, I'm just too diesel? You know what I mean? Like, you just busting out of shit. Like, you just busting out of your,
Well, it's like, honestly, it comes in ways where, like, right now I feel like, damn, this shirt's kind of tight. I just, like, I might have to just like,
Mark.
Like right now. So I wasn't anticipating that to happen, but sometimes you just got to bust out of your shirt.
First of all.
You just got to flex on these haters. What's up?
Okay. First of all, think before you speak. First of all, Mark, what is wrong with you?
Man,
hold up.
I was in the moment. You asked me, when did I get to the point of being too big for my clothes? And I felt like, damn, this shit is tight. Like, I need to get rid of this constrictive apparel right now.
What the hell is going on up in here? I ain't nobody tell you to come up here. Now you got these nipples out.
Is there a dress code?
All, you think you the only one? Hold on.
Okay, there we go.
Me embarrassed.
Now, yeah,
you got me embarrassed. Hold on. He think you the only one that can bust out of some shit. And I got to show for the skinny man. You feel me? You feel me? I got to show the skinny dude that I can rip some shit.
Sometimes.
Hold on.
You got this.
Hold on.
Come on, no.
I'm trying to bust.
Focus.
First of all, y'all know Hanes has a strong, durable, elastic band. So
come on, focus. Take a deep breath. Deep breath. Come on. Almost.
I look like I got into a fight.
Almost. You know
I
what?
look like I got into a fight and I lost against somebody that whooped my ass. Look at me now. Let me put my shirt back on. Now
it's just suggestive.
Exactly. Now I ruined. Let me put my shit back on.
I'll put mine back on too.
I done ruined a perfectly good shirt, but I'm gonna keep it open though, cause that's what the ladies like.
Yeah.
The ladies like it open. You feel me?
Yeah.
Show that little taco meat. You feel me? Show that little taco. Hey, go to that next clip, man. We got another clip, man, from Mark. I want to see in terms of your strength level.
Yeah.
This is my man. I never met him though, but I do watch his videos a lot because, like I said, when I'm trying to work and focus on my own workout, I try to look at different people who motivate me, such as yourself, and this dude, Cali Muscle, shout out Cali Muscle. He's basically a dude that's in Los Angeles, and I'm pretty sure you heard of him because he's
we actually go out I've seen him on auditions before.
Oh, word.
Because we'll go out. They need like a big guy for a funny thing, and he's super entertaining.
No, he's very entertaining.
I've seen him on a few commercial auditions.
And he basically, I was just seeing him do these muscle ups, and for my viewers and my listeners. And I'm pretty sure Mark could probably be able to explain this a lot better than me. Yeah. But when you do muscle ups, is basically you do the pull up, correct? And then as you do the pull up, you push yourself up.
Correct. So you end up in this upright position. Right. That's basically the end of a dip. It's like a pull up and a dip at the same time. Now, I'm still mastering it because part of it is technique. I think at this point I'm strong enough to do them, but there is a technique element of how to move your body in order to basically get the acceleration, because it's like doing a pull-up, except you have to like it's like doing a push-up and then getting air off the ground. You know what I mean? Like, so you have to, it's not just, a pull-up has to be so easy for you that you can fly out of it into this,
would you say that's when you get bigger, or how you get bigger? That's more of a workout in terms of just with the pull-up?
Like, so, you can do tremendous things with just body weight, with just push-ups, dips, pull-ups, crunches, etc., high rep, like even if you have a couple, like I have these parallel bars that are a few inches off the ground, I'll do handstand push-ups with them. You can actually really build your physique with these kind of prison style workouts where it's just,
Damn, Mark. Why you?
Well, what I mean is,
I'm about to say, like, why?
Well, he talks
why
about
we
it.
ain't say the last one was a prison style workout with the split?
This is not racial.
We ain't say nothing with the split, but now that Cali doing something on the beach, it's a prison style.
Yeah.
But let's go to Blint.
What I mean.
No, I'm joking. Of course, I'm joking.
You can build a tremendous amount of muscle with just pull-ups, and if you have the right progressive overload. Once pull-ups get too easy, then you start doing muscle-ups because that's the next level of intensity. You know what I mean? If you can do 10 muscle-ups, like, that's great. That's amazing. You're going to have a huge, strong back.
Gotcha.
You know, getting there is a difficult part.
Do you see sometimes with young, and we could play this, and I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
We could play this while we watching. Callie about to do some muscle-ups for my listeners, but one question I was going to ask you, do you see sometimes with people who are in the lean community, such as myself, they get into positions where they only work on back versus the chest and arms and the abs, and then they got this big ass back. They walk around looking like Tasmanian devil, but like their chest is little.
That can definitely happen
Yeah.
when people, I wouldn't say like back specifically, although that's possible. I would say people find the things that they like to work out.
Yeah.
And maybe if you're stronger to begin with, right?
Yeah.
What you really should be doing is finding your weaknesses and focusing more on that. But what ends up happening more often is like,
Look at this fool.
people have a strong chest and they work out their chest more. People have a strong back or they like working out their back and do that more. Whereas you should really be going for, you know, more balance, work out your whole body, addressing the weak spots, and not just going, well, I like doing this, I'm going to do it all the time. Although, hey, if that's what gets you in the gym, great. But I think more often than not, you see guys who overwork their chest, for example, like chest and biceps.
But chest is important, man. You know the ladies love the chest.
The ladies do love the chest.
The ladies love the
right?
chest. They love to lay on the chest.
You know,
they
classic
be
Arnold
they be
physique
feeling
with the
all
big
on
chest
you.
and the big biceps.
Exactly.
But I would say to fill out a T-shirt, you know, to look good from all angles, you definitely want to work your back.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at Callie.
And that's really that's a full upper body workout.
Bro, at 250 pounds, he says.
He makes it look
so easy.
So easy at that weight. And he really is an impressive dude from both a physique standpoint and a strength standpoint.
Bro, I tried to go do push-ups after watching this video. I couldn't get to 7. I really couldn't. I was like, this dude is like, again, he did go to prison though, and he did. I guess you can call it a prison style workout, but you gonna stop that.
No, there's this dude I watch on YouTube, Wes Watson, who talks about, you know, his time in prison. He's a white dude, so you know it's not just about.
Nah, no, trust me. I was joking, y'all. We know Mark hang around a lot of black people, so he is good in the hood. You know, we good.
So he would talk about just what's available to you, because we kind of have this conception of like, oh, in prison they have weights and stuff like that. That's not really the case for most places, right? So what you end up doing is like your buddy's going to be on your back as you squat or do push-ups. You're going to do handstand push-ups. You're going to tie a bunch of magazines together and put it on like a broomstick or anything to do curls. They improvise and they make whatever they can to get more resistance, you know, and that kind of, as we saw before with the girl squatting who didn't have arms and legs, no excuses, right? If they can get it done in a prison with magazines as weights, that they're not even supposed to have that many magazines, they can get them taken away.
Exactly. They lift in 50-pound, 100-pound magazines.
Yeah. So, and that's technically contraband, so he'd have to hide it. You know, like it was just the barriers that you see, even doing pull-ups, he was like, we had to like tie a rope in the yard and we weren't supposed to, like everything is like, you're actually not supposed to be doing the things that he was doing just to exercise. And then another thing was like burpees. You know, have you ever done burpees where you're hitting the floor and coming up again?
Yeah, no.
Well, I hadn't done them except like in middle school PE, you do them, right? And then I hadn't really thought about them much. And then during the pandemic, you're kind of going, what are some home workouts I can do? And I saw Wes Watson doing them, and I saw this other channel, Iron Wolf, on YouTube, where it's like this Marine, and he's doing like 300, 400, 500 or more at a time. And you see how if you were in a confined space like prison or military, something where you didn't have access to a bunch of equipment, you can get this incredible full body workout if you have kind of like, you know, 4 feet by, you know, 6 or 7 feet.
I'd rather pay the $24 and go to 24-hour fitness or LA Fitness.
But doing that, it kind of gives you a sense of like, it is a luxury to have a gym. I love going to the gym.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But when you think about that and what people accomplish.
yeah, exactly.
Without that,
right, without the
the
necessary things that you need to go into a gym.
Yes.
Is definitely. When it comes down to being in the gym, I think a lot of people feel good when they leave the gym. I know I do.
Absolutely.
It's more of a therapeutic kind of feel when I leave the gym.
I've never regretted working out. I've regretted not working out or you eating poorly or different things, but I don't think anybody's ever, unless you injure yourself.
I regret working out when the bar slammed on my chest.
Right.
I did regret that because that bitch, that shit hurt. And it was embarrassing to your ego because it's like I couldn't even go back to that gym no more.
Right.
Like I had to go to a whole nother gym in a whole nother area, which is a nicer area. And I know just not to mess up like that. You know what I'm saying?
You learned your lesson.
Every
guy has done that. You put too much in the bar, you think you're gonna impress somebody, and it's just a little too much. I'm
trying to impress every woman that I can. Hey, we right here back, episode 2. Think before you speak. I'm here with my man Mark, and it's hot. It's the summertime.
Yes,
we in Los Angeles, 2021, and the world is opening back up. People,
right? So shit's gonna be extra crazy.
Exactly, and y'all need to be in the gym. Y'all need to be. You see, Mark, he is our trainer. Mark, check on me, call me, ask me what I need, what kind of regimens, what's my workout. And honestly, y'all need to be on that too. I know a lot of women is talking about hot girl summer. You feel me? I had go ahead and show that image. I had this image that I wanted to put. It's hot girl summer, y'all, and the city girls is letting y'all know what's going on. Okay, y'all see this picture? They leading the hot girl summer movement. And if you had a girl going into the summer 2021, it's not gonna be no more. Especially if they release twerking later, because a lot of women gonna be out there backsliding. Mark, you married, right?
Yes.
Man, congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't know if you said that convincingly, but you say you married, man. You guys had an interesting relationship, though.
Right. So we met online. She's from Germany, and I met her online while she was in Germany.
Tinder?
OkCupid. Is that still the thing? I don't know. But that was back in the day. It had a little bit more of you fill out the profile and you kind of can like see some more interesting stuff about the other person.
That's crazy, Mike, because you know you're a good looking kid, and being able to, because again, a lot of people flock to you. Yeah. And you on a dating site, who would have thought it? What's going on?
Right. Well, I am actually an advocate of dating sites because I feel like you can spread that net, right, wider to people who you never would have encountered otherwise, right? I'm always an advocate. I've had, like, for example, recently a friend of mine, like, went through kind of a bad divorce and, his self-confidence is low. And, it's hard for a guy to get back out in the world at 30-something and be like, man, I want to start dating.
If you looking good, it's really not.
Well, he wasn't at that point yet, right? He wasn't at that point where his fashion and his confidence and
she broke him down.
She broke him down. She made him feel like, he wasn't shit, and even kind of gave him an ultimatum of like, if you fix these things, I'll consider getting back with you. And then he did all those things and she still wasn't with it. So
why is that?
He was at that I think she was bullshitting the whole time.
Right.
She was making it like she just wanted to buy herself some time, right? Ultimately.
To get herself together, and then she left him with the
correct. Gotcha. But what it ended up, we actually, because of that, he hit me up and said, hey, let's start working out because I want to get in shape to do this. Okay. Now, when that didn't work out, well, guess what? You're still in this position where you just worked out for 3 months. So let's parlay that into you look good. Let's put some pictures online and just really, because when you've been out of the dating life for 10 years or whatever it is, you forget. Maybe you're not in touch with, like, women see you and find you attractive when you put on some nice clothes and you are your confident self, right? So that's part of a guy's transition, maybe, that I think fitness plays a part in, fashion plays a part in, all these different things. But the dating apps also can allow a guy to play the numbers game and release that mentality of scarcity where it's like they meet the one girl and they're investing all in her and you get kind of needy and desperate and that turns girls off. When you can get on a dating app and see all the fish in the sea and realize that there are many beautiful women.
No pun intended. OkCupid.
Right.
Right. Plenty of fish.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel me? Hinge. I definitely understand that. But
But for me, it was like, I also like to write. Do you like to write and text? And
how's
how's your text game? Some guys don't have text game.
That is true. I am somewhat like a Langston Hughes on my text game.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? A young poet in my day.
I've written for guys. Guys are like, I don't know how to text. I'm like, give me your phone. Let me.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, you know, a lot of people don't understand when it comes down to, you know, meeting a city girl. You got to have a certain mouthpiece, and I'm not saying city girls, but I guess that's what, you know, it's the hot girl summer, so a lot of women say they city girls.
You got to be able to talk.
Right, you got to be able to talk.
Game. You got to be able to text because everybody texts.
You got to be able to make
there's
a woman
no
feel
phone call. Yeah,
exactly.
That's really the thing is like, what's the main barrier for a lot of guys is they don't even know how to approach a woman without coming off as creepy.
That is true.
They don't know how to initiate a conversation. They're scared to death of initiating a conversation.
Let me smell your pussy. Yeah, they right off the bat with it. Yeah.
So there, you know, if you have any competence with women, I think it's maybe you forget sometimes, you take it for granted,
right?
That's easy for you and it comes naturally, or you've done it so much that you don't stress about it. For a lot of guys, it is a stressful thing. A dating app can provide that intermediate step of it's less stressful, and you talk a little bit before you meet up. Maybe you FaceTime, Zoom, or whatever. But I think ultimately it allows a guy to play the numbers game and release the desperation that can turn off so many women of like they meet a girl, they get the balls to go up and talk to her, and if they don't have the right mindset, all of a sudden they're going to be overwhelming her with neediness and the one-itis of like, oh, I met my new girl. They divorced and then, but I met the new girl. And then they want to replace her so quickly and kind of jump into that romantic relationship when in reality – they should be really dating and playing the field and spinning multiple plates at once just because the girl's going to be doing that too. You know what I mean?
I guess I do understand that
to some
notion.
degree.
Like, women, when they're on a dating app, I mean, especially if you're attractive, you're definitely going to get a lot of hits and stuff like that. But, I mean.
For women, it's different. Women get, if you're hot, if you're, 9 or 10, you're going to get overwhelmed.
It's just crazy to me.
Guys have to be more strategic.
No, for sure. I understand that, definitely. I mean, it's crazy to me. And the reason I asked you about dating sites is because most of when I was on dating sites, because I'm not on anymore. I don't really need to be. But I've had interactions with women and they'll be like, you know, why would you need a dating site? Why do you need to be on a dating site? So then they're like, I'm just like, I'm looking for love just like you.
Right,
you feel me? I'm looking for a companion just like you, just because I might look, you know, come on, y'all see me, you know.
Well, no, there is a stigma around it, and I think that was more so towards like the beginning of the dating app kind of boom. I think it's much more accepted now, and especially like during the pandemic where it's like bars are closed, so everybody's got to get on the apps if you want to meet new people.
Right.
I think that stigma is almost gone, but you're right in that people. I would get that a lot, like back in the day.
Yeah, why are you on a dating app?
Exactly.
I'm like, you must be a player. You must be doing this. You must be doing that.
To me, it's more
I'm
efficient
just like,
because I wouldn't really, you know, I didn't ever really like going to bars or clubs. I would rather like meet somebody online than just meet up for a one-on-one date and see if there's chemistry. So that kind of takes this filtration process out that I like. You know?
I'm a little bit more old-fashioned, Mark. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I mean, I like the dating app scene again with technology. Obviously, a lot of people, Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook to talk to people. Social media has boomed.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of people converse. You don't even ask them
right. I mean, Instagram and Facebook could be your dating app.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I met him on Instagram. I met him on Facebook. Correct. You know what I mean? Things like that. But I'm a little bit more old-fashioned. You feel me? I still follow you around the grocery store if I need to. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to start stupid conversation in Hallmark. You feel me? Like, oh, you like that card? You feel me? Oh,
well, I think women also respond to that boldness too. That like you just get so much credit for like the confidence that you can convey.
Or a restraining order. Yeah. All that confidence definitely can get your ass cased up.
But I would say more often than not, you'd be surprised how many guys are just deathly afraid to initiate a conversation with a woman out in the wild, right? Mm-hmm. So you are getting points just by approaching and even coming across in any way is normal, right? Because you can have, you know, you're not going up and looking weird and tweaked out and nervous, and so, you know, you're a smooth guy. So that helps you earn so many points of just like, because as a woman, you're like, is this guy, is he stalking me?
Like, like
and they have to make a snap decision on that. So your ability, your social skills carry you a long way. Not every guy has that.
Did you have to, I mean, a lot of people don't know that sports definitely helps out a person's confidence most of the time in their maturation to get to the point that they are.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when you do sports, you are I would say commingling with
Right.
females, women, males as well.
Yeah.
And you as an ex-football player, do you think you always had that confidence in terms of your maturation now, or because I see you around in terms of at the comedy shows, people coming up to you, they want to be all over your arm. I seen one girl, again, I was performing. She was like, "Hey, can you hold my purse so I can go take a picture with Mark?" I was like, "Sure." You know what I mean? Like really, what do you do? What are you saying in that regard? So what my question is, have you always had that ability to, even when you were skinnier on the leaner side?
Yeah.
Because, it's always about the inside. That
Correct.
counts.
Right. Yeah, I don't think muscles are necessary to pick up women. It does. I think you need to create some sort of attention, some sort of uniqueness. You can do that through like fashion, your hair, whatever it is. But you want to stand out in at least one little way. I think muscles are just one of that way. But when I was leaner, I wouldn't say that it was any harder or whatever, because it's a different type of girl going to be attracted to you, right? But I would say, to answer your question about football, that's a good point. I was around guys when you're kind of like, if you're the captain of the football team, women respond to that. You're a leader. Correct. Right? You're popular, whatever. Correct. That was, but I wouldn't say at the beginning, I was awkward around girls, right? Girls would like to, I look back in high school and the signals that women would send me that I didn't understand.
What kind of signals? Like, hey,
like trying to hang out and do little things. Like, I remember, like, I broke this hookah shell necklace, and this girl was like, "I'll put it back together for you." And I didn't understand. Like, she was basically saying, like, I'll do anything. Right.
Yeah. She basically was like, I want your drawers.
Right.
Yeah.
Little things like that where a girl would make herself available to you or do everything but be like, "Hey, I want to fuck."
Because guys are stupid.
Guys think that a girl's going to do that.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Guys, like, our social skills are just behind. And if I could go back to, we
don't pick up. We both are saying the same thing. Like, we don't pick up on the certain cues that women tell us.
Right. So that took years to develop. But when you're in those positions of playing sports or whatever, some girls will be bold enough to be like, "Hey, I want to date you," and I'm like, "Cool, let's do it." But there's so many missed opportunities that you, as a guy, I think you have to understand that social language of women showing interest. They're not going to come up and hit on you per se.
I mean, this is 2021.
Some do.
This is 2021.
Right. I'm saying that's great.
And women are being, they being more
bold
bold.
to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
But a form of, I would say, the equivalent of a guy going up and starting a conversation with a girl that he's interested in, it could be the equivalent of a woman getting in your proximity. She'll make herself close to you. She sees you across the room, she'll get up and be like shoulder to shoulder with you and lead you, make it easy for you to initiate the conversation with her.
That is chapter 4 of my book. Y'all don't know I do have a book coming out. It's called GTD, Getting the Draws. That is chapter 4 of the book, and that is basically how women make themselves available to the men. A woman to help you out. If they really interested in you and they see potential in you, they'll definitely try to throw you a bone to be like, "Yo, you need to get your shit together.
Right.
You need to approach me.
Yeah.
Come up with something."
Right. They'll
drop a pen in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh.
They'll give you the opportunity to show yourself, to show your competence. Women also, you'll hear this story a lot where girls go, "I wasn't interested in him until I saw him on stage," right? Till I saw that he was so good at comedy or acting or sports or whatever, right? Because you're just not standing out in that. You might be physically attractive, but girls aren't that, that they are concerned with it, but not it's not going to like ignite that passion in the same way, right?
No. They thought I was ugly. And then when I got off stage, they was like, "Oh yeah, you kind of cute because you got a mic behind your hand."
But
the clothes and stuff
competence,
like that.
it goes so far.
I'm sexy.
With seeing that you have a skill and you can do something and you can really ignite the emotions of a crowd. I mean, that's what bigger turnout for.
I mean, that's the goal. I mean, being able to have a whole crowd laugh in unison and stuff like that. Is typically the biggest form of flattery sometimes. And
you're the man. You're the alpha male in that moment. Everybody's looking to you, and everybody is just eating out of the palm of your hand. Yeah. What bigger turnout? If you were a girl looking at a guy on stage, that's the man.
No, I definitely understand it. I get it. I mean, it's a stupid logic. You know what I mean? I feel like women, you should go after the because that entertainer. Yeah. That entertainer probably got somebody at home that he care about. And for you to think that you can make that adjustment. Now, some people do, able to get them to backslide, but most of the time, you want to go home to your lady, right? I mean, you married. I mean, you doing your thing with your lady. I mean, you say you guys met online.
Yes, we met online.
She's hot, by the way. Don't mean to put that in, put that out there.
She's a hot German-Italian woman. She's actually from Germany, speaks multiple languages. She's a graphic designer.
That's dope.
But
any kids anytime soon?
She wants some. Yeah, we have cats now.
She wants some.
She wants some.
But
well, it's up to her. I can't force her to have kids. But
the hell you can't. I know it's 2021. But hey.
It's about that time. So she's 33. You know what happens? The biological clock starts ticking. Girls go
down.
from I don't want any kids to maybe they see a little kid in a
going
stroller.
From that to to something a little bit less than that. A little bit more older.
Right.
So I mean, what's the holdup? I mean, y'all both beautiful people.
Getting established in our career. She's actually doing really well right now. She just got a full-time job with this cosmetics company that's a big pay increase, and so I've been with her since.
She's a career woman, so she ain't gonna be fucking around with you. Right.
No, yeah, she's a really, really hard worker, really good at what she does, graphic design, and I've kind of watched her go from self-taught to taking more classes to kind of, leveling up at each step, to getting the internships, to getting this job, to getting the higher paying job, and now she's at a place where she's making some pretty good money.
That's what's up.
And commensurate with her skills too. Like, it's not by accident. I always told her she was applying to some jobs and not getting high, making it to that final round, but it's competitive. If you want to do art for a living, like graphic design is, it's like, acting, stand up. There's a lot of people trying it.
I know.
And you just got to be good first.
I was terrible.
And then it will
art.
happen.
I was terrible at art. Art? Oh my God.
Right.
Drawing, I still can't color in between the lines. Like, literally is one of them. I won't say.
But how many people are trying to do stand up?
No, everybody and their mama trying to do stand up.
Yeah, and so only a few people are actually.
The engineer trying to do stand up.
Right.
Everybody
thinks they're funny.
Exactly.
But there's just that filtering from people who get on stage even once,
right, to
people pursuing it, to you're actually going around touring in different cities, making money at it. That's a pretty you're approaching that.
That's the blessing for definitely being able to travel and do it at different cities is one of those things. My question to you though is when you are with us and your lady is working, I know sometimes you can get rather lonely yourself because I mean you act and just pretty much go to the gym, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you watch a lot of TV, I'm assuming. What shows are you watching right now?
Good question. I just finished a show with Luana that's on HBO that Chappelle recommended to me that I would recommend to anybody.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out Chappelle. He was like, check this out. I watched the trailer. I'm like, I'm in. I'm sold. It's called I May Destroy You.
Oh, okay. I May Destroy You?
Yeah, and it's kind of got like Insecure vibes to it. Like it's a black female lead who wrote the series and stars in it.
Okay.
Now, it's a little bit darker and more dramatic than Insecure, but what I mean is like the whole Insecure is so unique and her voice is so unique. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I would say the same for this show. It's British. Mm-hmm. It explores.
You lost me there already.
No,
I'm already done. I'm already done.
I'm telling you, you got to check it out.
I'm already done.
I'm telling you.
I know. What was it was a Queen show that just came. Queen's Gambit.
Right.
I heard that's really good.
Yeah.
But this is still on my to-do list.
I May Destroy You is a contemporary drama set in London. It's got some really interesting themes in it. Like, I was blown away at how good it was. Just because I used to watch trailers and try to research more, and now I'm like, if somebody recommends it who I trust, I try to dive into it and to see, do I like the first episode or not?
Have you been to London?
Only flying through there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you don't know really what it's like, but unless it's from the movies.
Yes.
The scene.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I've been to London. London's cool. I mean, it's a nice little area. They don't have guns out there. They got knives and stuff. So it's like it's a different type of dangerous.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like a dude won't shoot you, but he'll try to stab your ass. And if you could get out of the way, you might survive. You know what I'm saying? But a gun is different.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Man, we good on the time code. How much time? 6 minutes. Okay. Yeah, that's the perfect timing. So we here at Think Before You Speak, and I want to appreciate Mark for coming through. We about to wrap it up. We got this last segment that we want to wrap up. I want to make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe as we talk about this last segment. We talking about a little bit of murder mystery, y'all. Mark.
Mm-hmm.
you're a beautiful guy, man.
Thank you.
But sometimes I worry.
Yeah.
I do worry because I do watch a lot of murder mystery shows, and with the murder mystery shows, they all look like you.
Damn.
They all beautiful, and then on the inside, they be sociopaths.
Yeah.
Okay. With that being said, we got this trailer for the Sons of Sam. It's kind of like on Netflix. We want to watch it up a little bit. If you could turn on the sound too, and this is kind of like what I'm trying to get into. A little bit of murder
I haven't
mystery.
seen this, so this is gonna be new to me.
Yeah, it's gonna be new, so you should check this out too.
A killer on the loose in New York for a year and 3 days. He is David Berkowitz, the man police believe to be the son of Sam.
You better run.
Look at that. He looks just like him.
They totally ignored
Just like this man. He look just like Margaret Black.
Handsome white dudes can get away with a lot of shit.
Listen, Ted Bundy, him,
what's
it? The Night Stalker?
Night Stalker. Well, he looked kind of
rest easy.
Girls like
that is true.
Girls thought he had a little bit of a model look to him.
Why do the police not investigate more? The sketches don't end. You're not going to mistake Berkowitz for being 6 feet tall and blonde.
How tall are you?
Suspects dying accidentally.
There were 8 attempts. Did you do all of them? I did not pull the trigger at every single one of them.
The worst serial killer in New York City didn't do it on his own. This is freaking huge.
Son of Sam is not over. Son of Sam still exists.
So,
Berkowitz is claiming members of a satanic cult helped in the murders of 6 people.
Oh my God, you can turn this off.
I could feel a
Listen,
when does it drop?
into the dark.
I think it's already out. I think it's already out. It's something definitely that I want to watch as well.
Yeah, and my wife's really into that shit. So any type of murder mystery.
It's something about the murder mystery that make a person tick sometimes. You know, you got to be careful about who you are around and who always is smiling in your goddamn face because you never know. I mean, we in 2021, I haven't seen too many people who are being serial killers nowadays. They just do mass shootings. Yeah. You know, but
you got to be aware. You got to be aware of, like, what are the signs of a sociopath? Right?
That is true.
What is the what are these red flags you can pick up on? If somebody's a pathological liar, or you see them hurt animals, or you see them
watching porn a lot.
That could be one.
That is true.
Right.
That's
Addictive behaviors. Yeah. If you see somebody, for example, like, at the core of sociopathy is, like, an antisocial nature that sees you like you're going to break more laws and not have anxiety about it. For example, like, sort of one of the defining traits of a psychopath is, like, they don't feel anxiety. So if you're ever around them and something's stressful, they're just like, I'm totally calm.
Right.
I'm like, that is a red flag.
You is crazy.
Yeah, because sometimes it's good. It's good to be stressed out.
You need to get
nervous.
checked.
If you never get nervous, or you see people that just seem like emotionally disconnected from certain situations. Right. But I do think, having met various people who, over the course of my life, not many, but enough to go, there are certain red flags. One of them even being charisma.
Oh, wow.
Right? When you meet somebody who you can kind of, like, when somebody makes me feel a certain way, like really good, actually, when I first meet them, my next thought process is, it's a red flag. Yeah, exactly. What are they trying to get from me?
What are they trying to
They
hide?
know what they're doing. If you can talk to me and make me, like, feel good about myself, like, really quickly, my next thought is to be skeptical, because I know that you're using that sort of like a weapon. Right. Or potentially. Not everybody. Yeah.
Kind of like, somebody could just be giving you a compliment.
Correct.
You know
some people are charismatic and benevolent, but I've met enough people where you kind of look back and you're like, oh, this person could do that to anybody. Right. And they did. They go up to each individual, and I'm winning over you, and I'm winning over you, and you suddenly have a network of people who aren't going to suspect you because you've individually won them over, right? So you kind of, like, avoid scrutiny. Another interesting thing is, I read this book, The Sociopath Next Door. One of the surprises, because I love the psychology of the sociopath and psychopath.
Mark is very knowledgeable in this topic, y'all.
Yes, it's interesting to me, because having encountered certain people where you look back and go, man, that was like, he pulled off some crazy shit. Right. One of the things that struck me that was really counterintuitive was sociopaths use sympathy. They make you feel bad for them. Oh, I have a disease. Oh, I don't have any money. Oh, but I can't, if you can get somebody to feel bad for you, what are you going to do? you're not going to scrutinize them. You're going to give them stuff. You're
going to
make their path
to get off your ass and get out my face.
So you're not a good victim for a sociopath.
I am definitely not a good victim for a sociopath.
But if you see somebody,
I'm probably going to be the first one to get shot.
Right.
For real.
Right.
They're going to be like, I'm coming back for you.
But the thing is,
you ain't helped me out early.
If you go to them and they're trying to get sympathy out of you and you are the person who's not giving them that, beware, because they might go to your friends and start, that Machiavellian turning people against you approach is also definitely a technique.
Yeah.
So if you find out somebody's been, going to certain people and trying to sort of socially engineer a situation where you're getting ostracized is one example, which is very real, but it's very sinister. Mm-hmm. Because you might be the person who they don't want anybody skeptical. If somebody's skeptical, it ruins the whole thing, right? Your whole con.
Right.
It rests on people being sympathetic or buying into some fake idea that you're pushing. And if there's one person, I don't really know, is that the right way to go? That's going to ruin their whole grift. So you're dangerous. They don't have any scruples about it, so they'll try to get rid of you by any means necessary.
I like the way you say that, Mark, man. And listen, I think we about good on time, and my engineer keep giving me the nod, like, hey, time is running up. Hey, man, I want to thank y'all. Another episode. Think before you speak. Before we play the outro, I want to thank my man Mark, man, for coming through one more time, man. Let me tell you something. For him to jump right off a plane, we literally landed not too long ago, a few hours ago.
Yep.
And he had ghosted me for a few hours.
No.
I was like, Mark, what time we doing this? Mark was like, hey, I'll let you know. Mark was like, hey, I'll let you know. I'll give you a call. And he did show up. He did show up, and I do appreciate that. And while we're playing the intro, Mark, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I wanna arm wrestle.
Okay.
Make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe. Think before you speak. Me and Mark about to arm wrestle this thing on out. He think he's strong. Hold on, make sure. All right, now we're gonna have the engineer count us down to 3, and we're gonna see what we got going on. Hey man, think before you speak. Comment. Make sure y'all like and subscribe, and let me see if Mark gonna beat me. 1, 2.
I didn't hurt your watch, did I?
You hurt my watch, but you goddamn hurt my elbow. Goddamn it, Mark. I'm about to sue your ass. Hey, man. Hey, make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe. Thanks, Mark, man. I appreciate you, man. All love. Your girl on my, it ain't my fault. M's in the vault. All the bad